Conclave, Bhopal, 2015. Before we start the session, I would like to tell you all the idea behind organizing this conclave is to highlight the excellent work done by the BMC, Bhopal Municipal Corporation, and the local administration. Our session is Smart Panel on Smart Cities. So I would like to invite Shri Durga Shankar Mishra ji, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Urban Development, Government of India, on stage. Shri Mishra ji. A big round of applause for Mishra ji. Next speaker is Shri Arun Prakash ji, Commissioner, Jhansi Municipal Corporation. I request Arun Prakash ji to come on stage. A huge round of applause for Mr. Arun Prakash. इस सेशन के अगले स्पीकर हैं श्री अविनाश लावनिया जी, कमिश्नर उज्जैन म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन. जोरदार तालियों के साथ स्वागत करें उज्जैन म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन के कमिश्नर श्री अविनाश लावनिया जी का. एंड नाउ आई रिक्वेस्ट श्री तेजस्वी एस नायक, कमिश्नर भोपाल म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन, to welcome all the eminent speakers with a bouquet. Shri Tejasvi Nayak ji. Today we'll have a number of sessions on achievements and future plans of Bhopal Municipal Corporation to make the city of lakes a smarter city. We'll seek suggestions from the industry experts from across the India today. And now to begin with the session, I request Shri Durga Shankar Mishra ji, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Urban Development, Government of India, to give his presentation and chair the session. Shri Mishra ji, thank you. Over to you, sir.
यहाँ से नहीं होगा? यहाँ से इससे होगा ना? ठीक है. और मैं लिंक करना हो तो उसको लिंक करने से ये चलता है. ठीक है. सॉलिड सॉलिड. Good morning to everybody. I think it's still morning and we should all be awake. Good morning to everybody. So welcome to this session on the smart city. I am assisted in this session with Mr. Arunji, who is Municipal Commissioner of Jhansi, Lavania ji, who is the Municipal Commissioner for Ujjain, and Tejasvi, who is the organizer of this 2 days conclave on smart city, or smart governance. Rather, I will not say smart city, smart governance, because it is touching on various facets of smart aspects. So he is Municipal Commissioner of Bhopal. Well, I have a brief presentation on the smart city. Before I start that, I would like to first congratulate and thank the Municipal Commissioner of Bhopal for taking this initiative, for organizing this 2 days conclave on the smart city and various other aspects of smartness bringing in the city or the urban areas, along with elets. This is one thing which has been talked of since the new government came in May 2014. And now only on 25th of June, our Honorable Prime Minister launched the scheme of a smart city, which you might have, seen in different, maybe on media, maybe through some other forums. You must have seen what is the smart city and what is that which is expected of what is going to come up. So this 2 days discussion, I am sure it will lead to various new things, because still we are working on, every city has to come out with what is their vision, what is that they are going to do, because a smart city is something which has not been defined anywhere, nowhere in the world. And a smart city concept will be different for different cities. I mean, there are certain things which is common for everybody, but at the same time, it will be different for different cities. Smartness for the city of Bhopal will be entirely different to smartness for city of Jhansi. And that will depend upon, one, where the city is at present. Two, what is the aspiration of the citizens of the city? What is the aspirations of the leaders of the city, where they would like to take the city to? And then they take that path. So, in a brief presentation which will initiate the discussion, I will take you through. What do you move? Well, for the state of Madhya Pradesh, the state has selected these 7 cities to be the candidates for the smart city. Already the meeting of the apex committee has held, and I am sure next week this is the list of 100 cities will be finalized. So this is the list which has been sent by the state of Madhya Pradesh: Gwalior, Satna, Jabalpur, Sagar, Bhopal, Indore and Ujjain. After the selection of the cities, the next phase, that is a city challenge. I mean, this is something, a new concept which our Honorable Prime Minister has brought in our Indian governance system. Earlier, most of the things were given, like any scheme was there, allocations were there, and you are allotted funds, you start spending money, and you are being judged by your expenditure. Later we started thinking in terms of what is the output and outcome. But here is a new dimension to the Indian governance system, where the cities are going to compete. At the first stage they competed. I mean, there must have been many candidates in Madhya Pradesh, so in many other states, but the number of cities to be chosen from Madhya Pradesh was only 7. So based on certain criteria, based on certain objective assessment, these 7 cities were found to be the suitable candidates for taking up this challenge of the smart city. Now, among these 100 cities, all these cities, they will be given a period of 3 months for preparing certain plans, which I am going to discuss later. Out of these cities, once they come out with a plan, this is going to be assessed. And based on the assessment, only few cities will be taken up for the smart city program at the first phase. Maximum 20 cities could be taken in the first year, another 40 in the next year, another 40 in the next year. But this is maximum. It could be just 4 or 5, it could be maybe 10, depending on the quality of the proposal which is going to come up from the cities. So it is not necessary that once you have been chosen to be one of the smart cities, you are definitely going to be the smart cities, unless and until you prepare a proposal which is smart enough, which is good enough, which has got, various kind of things which are there, so that you are going to lead to make that city into a smart city. Also, under the guidelines, if you have seen it clearly, there is a provision that after 2 years, things are going to be reviewed. Because if you do not get through in the first round, you are given an opportunity to improve your proposal. Then you get into the second round, you may be selected. You get into the third round, you may be selected. But after 2 years, if a city has been failing and it has not been improving its proposal, maybe the city will be replaced from the list of 100 and some new cities may be added to the list of 100 cities. And for this purpose, for preparing the smart city proposal, the cities are going to be given 2 crore of rupees for preparation of the proposal. So already there is a list of consultants who have been selected through a competitive process by the ministry. They are the one who are going to help you, through your own internal system, like the state has got its own financial approval system. So your own system, you can select any of those consultants. There are certain hand-holding organizations, they are going to help you. They are all multinational or maybe different countries have offered, like country of Singapore, China, USA, Germany, France, many countries and many multilateral organizations like World Bank, Asian Development Bank, UN Habitat, etc. They have offered that they are going to help the cities to participate in this competition process. So this competition, the next proposal making is going to be very, very crucial for any city so that they get into the next round and they start working on the smart city, actual implementation of a smart city program. Now the key parameters in the competition which are going to be for getting you through to the next stage is one, the credibility of implementation. That is, what is your past performance? What is that you have done in the past? Have you, like there have been various other programs in the urban area. How successfully you have implemented those programs? What is your financial strength? What has been your, like suppose if you made a water supply, so is the water supply, the O&M being taken care of through the user charges? Or if you have made certain thing, is it sustainable or not? That's your past performance is definitely going to be there, so that whether you can implement that program successfully and you can take it to the final stage of the smart city. The second important thing is the citizens' engagement. That's going to be very, very important. Like you must have seen after this new government, the MyGov. The MyGov will be available to the municipal commissioners. They can, we are going to come up with the directions from instructions. You can use the MyGov platform. You can have your own platform. You can have your own innovative systems wherein you can engage the citizens. Because ultimately it is the citizens who should see what the city would like to be henceforth after 5 years, henceforth after 10 years, and how smart you would like the city to be. What are the elements you would like to have? Because every element you are going to bring in, it is going to have some cost. The citizens have to bear that cost to get those advantages, to get those benefits, to get the improvement in their living standards. So this citizen engagement is going to be very, very important. How you are going to do that? I've already Tejasvi was showing me certain things. They are already in it, and this itself is a kind of a citizens engagement. You are talking to the different segments of the citizens. You are discussing with them, seeing what is possible. From the citizen engagement, what flows is the city vision and the strategy. Because the general strategy is already available in our guidelines. But as I told you right in the beginning, that's a general guideline. Every city has to have its own vision, its own roadmap, its own strategy, how it is going to implement the city smart city program, how it is going to engage, make sure that even every segment of the society, it's not only for the post colonies, it must add to our people who are adding value to the city. So what is that you are going to do for inclusiveness? What is that you are going to do that the employment, their skills, their employability is going to be improved? What is that you are going to do that, every city has got some kind of like say Bhopal is known for certain things, mostly cultural. I find that the cultural element is very high in the city of Bhopal. Ujjain has got a different kind of its own USP is something different. Jhansi has something different. So what is that you are going to weave around so that from there you can take it to a higher scale? So that kind of engagement, that kind of a city vision strategy has to come up with that discussions and consultations process. Then what is going to the impact on the city's proposal? You will have to see that while you are visioning all these things, what is that you are going to see after certain period of time, maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year. So all these things, this needs to be seen. The most important is the financing mechanism. Whatever you are planning is to make sure that you are ahead of time, to make sure that you are doing more for the less. That's the buzz of the day. It is not that how much you spend. More important is for that spending, how much you are going to get. What is the best you are going to get out of that spending. So the financial mechanism is, the government of India has committed for a city over a period of time, 500 crore rupees, initially first year 200 crore, the second year 100 crore, third year 100 crore, like that 500 crore is going to flow from Government of India. Equal money has to come from the state government or the urban local body. So it's a 500 and 500 crore, it's like 1,000 crore. But 1,000 crore is not adequate for making the city smart. I mean, your requirement could be what you are visioning, maybe 2,000 crore, maybe 3,000 crore. How you are going to get that money? What is the credit worthiness of your corporation, your city? Can you raise funds through the market? What is that you can raise internally? What is that you can raise externally? I mean, can you raise something from the banks? Can you raise from some other financial institutions? Can you raise from some multilateral organizations? We are already discussing with the World Bank. We are discussing with Asian Development, various organizations we are discussing so that the funds can flow. But the funds can flow only if the city shows that capacity in its own financial management mechanism so that you are able to repay. They are not going to, the fund is not going to flow like a program, as I said, most of the time earlier it used to be. The flow will be commensurate with your capacity to pay back. So what kind of arrangement you are going to make so that the money is going to be paid back. So one has to be very, very innovative how this finance is going to come, and maybe it is an area-based development. You are picking up one area. How this area is going to be replicated into the different areas of the whole city. Like Bhopal, you start with one small area, but that should lead to give birth to the various other areas will keep on, like it becomes a serial, it's like a series, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that the whole of city of Bhopal, maybe over a period of time, can become smart. So this is going to show the path, and for that the financial mechanism, whatever you are going to work out, is going to be very, very crucial, and that is the challenge before our consultants who are going to be there. They need to discuss it, they need to work out. Innovativeness and the scalability of the smart solutions. What is the kind of innovations? What innovative measures you are taking? Because a lot of things, just taking some small measures, you can make much big differences. I mean, the cities have reached to a certain level where some kind of changes are going to have a long-term impact. What is that? What kind of innovation you can bring in different aspects? And the last is robustness of the development process. How robust is your whole process, what you are going to define, what you are going to plan, and all these aspects must be reflected in your smart city plan, a smart city proposal which is going to be submitted to the ministry and which is going to be evaluated by some international experts, some national experts, and also by the ministry. So there is going to be some objective. We are coming up with some kind of a pro forma. On that pro forma, your whole proposal will be submitted, and that is going to be evaluated, very objectively evaluated, when we say that these are the 5 cities who are going to be selected for the smart city implementation right away. So these 5 cities will be of that level. They will also be suggested that you make certain improvement, then you be added in the next round, 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round, etc. Now, what I was saying about the smart city proposal, to see the smart city, a smart city must have these different pillars. One is the institutional infrastructure. That is must. Institutional infrastructure is how you are interacting with your citizens, how you are going to provide the services to your citizens. So this institutional parameters like what is the kind of IT connectivity, what is the kind of e-governance services you are providing, what is the kind of citizens feedback you are taking, what is the kind of citizens grievance redressal system is there. So institutional infrastructure is very, very important. The second is the physical infrastructure. There it is like solid waste management, Swachh Bharat mission, wastewater, storm water. I mean, your city gets inundated. So what is the kind of storm water drainage system, what is that you are developing? What is the kind of road infrastructure you are developing? Electricity, smart electricity is there. So different kind of infrastructure, physical infrastructure. The social infrastructure, schools, hospitals, I mean the facilities which are required for the citizens, because anybody is coming to city for what reason? They are coming for maybe better education, they are coming for employment, they are coming for a better facility, better quality of life. So what is the kind of social infrastructure you are providing so that people are able to experience a high quality of living in that urban area? The economic infrastructure is the most important. Ultimately, if a city is only a place you are living and it is not providing employability, it is not providing a better opportunity for employment. Better opportunity for employment could be in different areas. I mean, where say new entrepreneurship can emerge, where the new kind of maybe, I mean, you make a city in such a way, you develop a city in such a way that new opportunities of work are coming up in that city, and that makes, I mean, not only those who are getting what the wages, what is the kind of money one is getting, that is going to increase, but also large and large number of people are going to be engaged, large and large number of people are going to be employed there. The most important among all the four pillars is the sustainability. Whatever you are doing, what is that you are doing? I mean, maybe you are doing it very fine, but maybe it goes back. After some time, maybe after a year or two, it looks so good, and after that, it goes back. So what is that you are ensuring so that there is a sustainability in terms of environment, sustainability in terms of the continuity, sustainability in the social sustainability. I mean, various aspects of this has to be woven into your program. Disaster management resilience. Then employment and quality of life, as I said, unless that is there is no question of making the city smart. Skills and investment, how much of investment? I mean, once you're making the city smart, it should automatically attract more and more investment of different kinds. You can have some kind of a focal area, and you can have something around that focal area, depending on the whatever may be the USP of that particular city. Well, if I summarize the whole thing as the essential features of the smart city, it can be covered into, say, 5 pillars. One is the productivity, where, I mean, measures which are going to improve the productivity in the city. This is regarding the e-service delivery. Then intelligent traffic management, because traffic management is a very, very important. It is not only, I mean, intelligent traffic management, but also making the city in a such a way. Now there is a transport oriented development, TOD, where mix land uses, so that you are able to, I mean, you don't have to travel a lot. The problem in a city is when you have to travel from one part of the city to the another part of the city, most of the time your productive time is being spent in the journey, and that causes fatigue, that causes loss of productivity. If you can plan your city in such a way that one has to travel less, maybe on foot, so there is a less and less of environment degradation, is a less to the pollution, and at the same time, wherever you are moving, there is an intelligent traffic movement system already in your Madhya Pradesh, Indore. We are developing its ITS system. We are developing. So this intelligent traffic management system. So people are guided so that they take the less crowded path. They take the minimum time to reach to their place of office, place of engagement, whatever kind it may be. Internet connectivity. Then the infrastructure, as I mentioned to you, I mean, apart from assured electricity, integrated multimodal transport, water, maybe sewer, drainage, etc. Quality of life, it's all I've already mentioned. Then equity and the social inclusion is very, very important. This is affordable housing. It's already mandated under our guidelines that wherever there is going to be the greenfield development, minimum 15% of that greenfield development must go to affordable housing. It should cater to the population of economically weaker section. So affordable housing is a must for the green development. Accessible health and education, the financial inclusion. Like everybody must have a bank. I mean, it's already there. I mean, the last 15th August, our Honorable Prime Minister mentioned that almost like more than 17 crores have been added to the financial inclusion, the employment. Environment sustainability, that is smart buildings. Again, it has been made mandatory that wherever you are doing the redevelopment, minimum 80% of the buildings has to be of the green buildings. And minimum 10% of your energy requirement must come from the solar energy. Because the solar energy is becoming more and more popular, it has become cheaper now. So the solar energy should cater to a minimum 10% of total energy requirements. A smart metering and a smart lighting system. Like many cities across the country have gone into LED street lighting, where it is going to repay. The repayment period is 5 to 7 years. I mean, just whatever savings you are making from the electricity bills, that money goes for payment of the replacement from the present system of lighting to the LED lighting. There are three principles which needs to be reflected wherever. I mean these are the smart solutions. One is the reduce. Whatever we are using, can you reduce the total consumption? Can you make reuse? Like whatever you are doing, you can do it other times, and recycle. And when you are using these three principles, it adds to the smartness. Now there are 4 strategies which have been very clearly laid down in our guidelines. The first is retrofitting. Retrofitting is okay. Retrofitting is minimum 500 acres. Minimum 500 acres means, this is 200 hectares, which is 2 square kilometers. 2 kilometer by 1 kilometer. Just give an idea. It's a 2 kilometer by 1 kilometer. That 2 square kilometer you have to take for retrofitting. What do you do for retrofitting? Already the city is developed. You have to make sure that the facilities available in that area becomes smart. So this can be done over a period of maybe 2 to 3 years. And there, make sure that when you take this 2 square kilometer, there is a zero emission. The solid waste, whatever solid waste is there, that is being treated right there. Whatever liquid waste is coming, that is being treated right there. There is a recycle of the waste water which is converted into the usable water, that is being recycled and being used for various purposes. So maybe you have got the dual piping system where this water can be used for the flush, this water can be used for the greens, this water can be used for some other, maybe if there is a large consumer is there, so it goes to that large consumer where it is not a potable water but used for some other purposes. So this whole water is recycled. There is you improve the electricity, so there is adequate electricity. It's a 24/7 electricity. Water supply, smart metering is there. It's a bandwidth connectivity is very high in that area. There is a non-motorized road system. So you take up that area and make that area as a retrofit. You just improve systems without making much changes, so that it becomes a smart place as per your vision. So that is your, the first kind of a strategy. The second strategy is the redevelopment. For the redevelopment, this is, you pick up just 50 acres of area. This is, the first one is in a place which is maybe better developed, more planned development. Whereas redevelopment is required where the development has not been planned. It is an unplanned development, which is a sprawls are there. So there you will have to demolish the whole thing. And after demolishing, a new development can come. The example of redevelopment could be Bhendi Bazaar in Mumbai, where the Burhani community, they are coming up, this only small 15-16 acres, the whole area can be demolished. People can be given, maybe you can go in phases, or they can be given alternative location to live, and this whole area can come up as a smart city with all these facilities. Whatever smartness you are planning to come, that can be embedded into this redeveloped area. The third Third possibility could be greenfield development. I mean, this is the easiest, where you are taking a place which is adjoining to the existing city. Maybe there is some development. So you have to do little bit of retrofit, but most of it is going to be the green development, and you try to bring in each and every feature, whatever you are thinking of making the city as a smart. This may take a much longer time, maybe 5 to 10 years, but over that period, this place becomes smarter. And the idea is whatever, whether you are taking retrofitting, you are taking redevelopment, or you are taking greenfield development, the money is going to come to the program, but it should repay over a period of time so that it can lead to the same kind of development in the next area. But whenever you are doing this area development, I mean the three kind of concepts you are taking, so this is only for a particular area. But when you have taken the city of Bhopal to be a smart city, the rest of the citizens over in the whole of the area of Bhopal, they may not experience that what kind of smartness has come to their city. So for that, apart from one of these three, or maybe mix of these three, at least one program has to be for the pan city, for the whole of city of Bhopal, or the whole of city of Jhansi, whichever city you are taking. This program has to be for the whole of the city, and that is the kind of smartness you are going to bring for improving the quality of life. It could be in any area, could be maybe in the e-governance, maybe better electronic service delivery of various kind of services to the municipal corporation, maybe in the waste management, whether it is the solid waste or maybe there is the wastewater, whatever, or maybe in the water management system, you are doing the recycling of water, you are using the water which is being drained off, that can be used in a very innovative way. Maybe in the energy management, better energy management, using the renewable energy, using the solar energy, making sure that the losses are less. I mean, making sure that you have all the hanging wires all around the city, which gives such a shabby look. You have an underground cabling system, so that it looks all neat and clean. I mean, the city's whole image changes. Maybe in the urban mobility, improving the non-motorized mobility system, or telemedicine, skill development, or any kind of a trade incubation center for that. Like for example, this city is known for a particular trade. For that trade, for improving the skills of the people, making them into a higher productivity level, better quality of production by the same people, improving their skills. So you can take up any of the activities which is going to impact the whole of the city. This is the pan city development, and this is mandatory under our scheme. I mean, apart from the three things, this is must. Now, how you are going to do that? Like the city of Bhopal is a tall order. I mean, spending 1,000 crore is something which is going to come up the next 5 years. Another 2,000-3,000 crore you can think of, and then it is going to spin off. Once this is going to taken up, maybe the new parts of Bhopal are going to come up as a smart city. They will going to take up. So the whole thing it leads to the series of development. So how this thing is going to be taken up? For that, it has been conceived that it may not be possible for our traditional system of the corporation or maybe municipal body to take up this kind of work. You need a specialized body. A special purpose vehicle has to be, to be conceived, to be, this new special purpose vehicle will have to be prepared, and this SPV will have lot of power. They can, we have requested the state government, we have requested the corporation to give certain powers. They can delegate certain powers of the corporation, delegate certain powers of the state government to this SPV to empower in such a way that this SPV can move much faster than the regular programs of the government or regular programs of the local body. This SPV will be a kind of a limited company under the Companies Act of 2013. And it can be headed by, we have given suggestion of various persons like maybe the divisional commissioner, maybe the district collector, maybe the municipal commissioner, maybe the development authority, whosoever may be the CEO of the development authority. I mean, the state government can choose any of these persons as the CEO of this SPV. This SPV will not be a state government public sector undertaking. Our experience in implementation of the metro projects have been like how come the DMRC, Delhi Metro Rail Corporation project, has moved so fast and has delivered so good. I mean, you are all proud of, everybody is proud of the DMRC's achievement, and the same is being replicated in different cities. Right now, the metro projects are being taken up in 8 cities. This has been done by a 50-50 partnership between the central government and the state government. So it is neither a central PSU nor it is a state PSU. It is a government company. It's a company under the Company Act. It's a government company which is neither central nor state. So it is not bound down by the various kinds of regulations, various kinds of restrictions which a central PSU or a state PSU has. So it is a board-led company. It is the board which is providing the leadership for the company to move ahead. On the same line, for this purposes of the smart city development, it has been conceived that it is going to be the 50-50 state and the ULB company. 50% money will, 50% of the equity will come from the state government and 50% equity will come from the urban local body. So it is neither state nor ULB. It becomes a government company. It's a government company, but it will not be governed by the state PSUs. I mean, various regulations, various restrictions are there. Those restrictions may not be applied on this. Now the question is how ULBs are going to, pay so much of equity. Maybe the state government will be able to pay the equity, but the state ULBs may not have that much capacity to pay back that equity. For that, the arrangement has been the central government funds which is going to flow, that is going to be kept in a special account, and the ULBs can use this money to pay their equity. Say for example, at the first go, say city of Bhopal decides that this is going to be 200 crore company, 200 crore equity. The state of Madhya Pradesh gives 100 crores. The 100 crore has to come from the ULB of Bhopal. So this 100 crore can be used by the central government's funds which is going to flow in the first year. Like 198 crore will come, 2 crore has already given in advance. So from 198 crore, they can pay 100 crore. So it's 100 and 100, 200 crore will become the total equity participation of this SLB. For this SPV, maximum can be, if you invest the whole 198 crore, it's a 198 plus 198, it can become 384 crore. I hope I am making it very clear. So this SPV is going to have, it is going to be a government company. It has the benefit of the government company. At the same time, it is neither going to be the state nor going to be the ULB, and the ULBs are authorized to utilize the funds flowing from the central government as their equity participation, so that they can make the SPV stronger, financially stronger, so that they can leverage this amount and they can raise funds from outside. At the same time, we have also allowed under the guidelines that this SPV can form other SPVs. There can be subsidiary SPVs of this SPV. Say for example, you want to do something for maybe for the urban transport, you want to do something for maybe water, maybe storm water as well as for the drinking water, or maybe for the sewerage system you want to make some SPV which will be subsidiary of this SPV. So there you can have participation from the private sector, or in the main SPV also if you want, you can have a participation from the private sector. But the condition there is the majority share has to be the government. Like more than 50% has to be from the government. It can be 30% state government, 30% the ULB, and remaining 40% come from the private sector. So the private sector, for example, if you are taking a work of redevelopment, for the project of redevelopment we require, some private company who has the capacity to do this work, who can see in phases this whole area of 50 acre or 100 acre or 200 acre, whatever you have taken up, that area is redeveloped into a kind of a modern smart city in that area. So for that, if you are taking the private sector equity, they can participate as a, maybe in the main SPV, maybe in a subsidiary SPV, and there it can be 30, 30, 40, or maybe 20, it cannot be 20, 20 and 60. Then the majority share is not with the government. The majority share has to be with the government. It can be 30, 30, 40, or 35, 35 and 30, any kind of combination you can take. Then the responsibility of this ULB has been very clearly laid down in our guidelines. This is SPV is going to plan, it is going to appraise, it is going to approve, it is going to release funds, it is going to evaluate. So this formation of SPV is going to be very, very crucial for implementation of the whole program, and this SPV can take up. This SPV is there are committees which are under the district administration, which is going to see things, what is going to happen, maybe plan things, but ultimate responsibility is with the SPV for implementation of the whole program of the smart city. Now for the monitoring and the governance structure, we have Apex committee in the central government under the chairmanship of Secretary Urban Development. There is a National Mission Director. This whole program is going to be run as a mission program. At the state level, there is a committee under the Chief Secretary. This committee has recommended, this committee has assessed the first stage of competition. All the cities which have participated in the competition, they have recommended, and they are the authority to take various kinds of decisions about the smart city program. At the city level, there is a committee which has been formed. That committee can be, it's like an advisory body to this SPV. Now what is going to the roadmap? The roadmap for the whole program is most probably next week, it is all set. Next week, the approval of 100 cities are going to come. So which are the 100 cities? The states have recommended, the Apex committee has already met, and now this is another process of approval. Once that is approved, this is going to be announced, and immediately the money will flow to all the urban local bodies, all the cities which have been selected as a smart cities, so that they can start making the proposals. Then the cities, I'm aware that many states, including your state, has already moved ahead for selection of the consultants, because there is a panel of consultants. The list of panel of consultants is already available on our website. You have to go through the process of financial bidding, and through the financial bidding system, you select which particular consultant is going to help you in making the smart city proposal. In fact, we are going to have a couple of regional workshops and the national workshops. One, to train those consultants. We are going to have a detailed consultation with them, that we will go into the nitty-gritty. Already the RFP, various documents are getting prepared in the ministry. They are going to be uploaded on the website. They will be part of the toolkit for the smart city development program. And these consultations, these toolkit, whatever documents we are preparing, those documents are going to be discussed in detail. Your roadmap will be discussed in detail. And then we will have a regional consultation. We have divided the whole country into the 5 regions, and every region we have selected certain states. So in that state, when this consultation process there, it will be focused on the smart city program. Our ministry has announced many flagship programs which are going to run on the mission basis, but a smart city as such, the full day consultation is going to be there, so that all the municipal commissioners or the CEOs of the local bodies, they are fully on board. The mayors are fully on board. The state government officials who are going to be engaged on this, they are fully on board with the whole program, what is to be done and what to come in the next 3 months. How you are going to use your resources, how you are going to use your, whatever is available, how you are going to do that, so that you are going to come up with the best proposal, so that your city is selected for the first round of implementation of the smart city program. Once that is done, I think the retrofitting, the time frame could be 3 years, maybe redevelopment has a 5 to 10 years, the greenfield 5 years, the greenfield maybe 5 to 10 years, and the Pan City program could be 1 to 3 years. And the smart city, we expect maybe over a period of decade, maybe 10 years, the whole city can become, because this is going to, it's like a chain of reaction. Once you start, for example, you have seen the result of when the cities have been graded on Swachh Bharat Mission, on the Swachhta Index. Now there is so much of competition, everybody is talking about that. Once we expect that a program starts in a city and a particular area is going to be developed, there is going to be so much of competition that the next area is going to come up next. Like that, it will be the whole city. Slowly over a period of 10 to 15 years, the city will turn towards a smartness. The idea is, this smart city program is, it is not only one of the programs. There are many programs of the Government of India which needs to be dovetailed, because you have to be innovative enough to get financial as well as various other supports from different programs. You should not see a smart city as a one program. There is a program of Digital India. There is a program of Skill India. There is a program for the Amrut, is a cities development program. So different programs, Swachh Bharat Mission program. So different programs of Government of India, from the Ministry of Urban Development, from different ministries of Government of India, also the state government. The state government must be having different kind of programs. So you have to be innovative to see that what is the kind of synergy, what is the kind of, how you can connect things together so that you are able to solve the problem, you are able to visualize how our city is going to move ahead over a period of time. That's very, very important. You have to see that, what kind of activities our city should be. It is good in one thing. For that thing, it should become good to better to best. It's a journey should be moving forward, moving ahead. And our citizens should feel that we have improved in the quality of life. Is a better opportunity for living here. And this should not only remain within the city, but it should get connected to, like your local, the neighboring rural areas. How that gets connected to that? The solid waste, you are going to prepare so much of compost. So that compost is going to the rural area. From there, various things are feeding. What is the kind of improvement you are going in their own production, like maybe horticulture production, which is going to feed to the city. So you have to think in a kind of integrated way, not only in one small area, but the whole city and also beyond the city. So this should be used as a vehicle for future infrastructure development, future development city, improving your whole GDP, the total activity, economic activities within the city. So in brief, I have just given you a glimpse of what the whole smart city program is. I'm sure, you may be having hundreds of questions. I would like to reply to your, reply to your queries, whatever queries you are having. At the same time, I'm sure, we are all very innovative. Once you do this kind of a, cities engagement, we will get plenty of ideas. Such ideas which we have not even thought of. Just to tell you, like, say we are having this, in city of Kochi, we have got a metro project. Now, citizens have asked that why only metro project? We have got so much of backwater. So now connect backwater, maybe the route through the water to the metro and connect in such a way that you are say seamless connectivity. You can move in the whole city of Kochi through this. So the idea has come through this citizens. So similarly, when the citizens are you are inviting suggestions, ideas from citizens, you get plenty of ideas, and I'm sure our Honorable Prime Minister's vision, which was reflected in the very first speech of our Honorable President of India, in the first speech of the Finance Minister in the budget speech, and it has come through different forums of what our Prime Minister said while launching the Smart City program, that smart city is nothing but thinking ahead of the normal. You are moving a step ahead of the others. You are just not moving enough. You are not taking the traditional route. They are just not moving one step by one step. You are jumping ahead and making sure that your citizens are happier. You have a much better quality of life, much better opportunity of working, etc., etc. So with these words, I will now invite your questions. First, I will request my other panelists to add to this, and then we'll have questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was a very enlightening lecture. Mayor Bhopal is here. मैं माननीय महापौर जी से निवेदन करना चाहूँगा कि अपने सभी अतिथियों का स्वागत यहाँ मंच पर कर दे. बुकेश प्लीज. माननीय महापौर जी से निवेदन है कि और दो लोगों से, झांसी के कमिश्नर और उज्जैन के कमिश्नर को स्वागत. उज्जैन के कमिश्नर को भी. नाउ द हाउस इज ओपन फॉर क्वेश्चंस. सभी लोग ध्यान में रख सकते हैं कि हमारे पास गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी साहब भी है, उज्जैन के कमिश्नर भी है, झांसी के कमिश्नर भी है, एंड भोपाल कमिश्नर मैं खुद हूँ, और महापौर जी तो हमारे डायरेक्शन दे ही रहे हैं. यू कैन हैव एज मेनी क्वेश्चंस एज पॉसिबल अकॉर्डिंग टू डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स, डिफरेंट सिटीज. नाउ द हाउस आई थिंक इज ओपन फॉर क्वेश्चंस. थैंक यू.
मेरे ख्याल से तो वैसे एक ही
Sir, myself Pratik Tiwari, and I would like to ask, as you have told that there are 4 pillars for a smart city, for smart city selections: institutional, physical, social, and economic. And first pillar is institutional, in which the people's inclusion is important. Then what are the ways of central government to monitor the people's inclusion in the making of the proposal of the smart city? Because there are 20 cities.
थैंक यू. ये जब आपका प्रपोजल आएगा, जब प्रपोजल बना करके भेजेंगे, तो उसमें वन ऑफ द पैरामीटर्स ये होगा कि आपने पब्लिक से किस प्रकार से आइडियाज इनवाइट किए हैं, उनसे कैसे इंगेजमेंट किया है, कितने सारे तरीके से, मे बी थ्रू आपका जो है आमने सामने बैठ करके बातें किया है आपने कहाँ पे, जैसे कि सेमिनार में, वर्कशॉप में, मीटिंग्स करके उनकी आइडियाज ली है. आपने वेब के थ्रू, जैसे हमने कहा माई वेब का जो प्रोग्राम है, या आपने अपनी वेबसाइट पे कुछ ऐसी चीज की है कि जिसके ऊपर आपने आइडिया इनवाइट की है. आपने कॉम्पिटिटिव प्रोसेस के थ्रू आपने उनसे क्या चीज इनवाइट की है, ये सारा का सारा ब्यौरा आप देंगे. जब हमारा, जो मैंने कहा था आपसे कि एक हम बना रहे हैं कि उसके लिए एक टेम्पलेट बना रहे हैं कि जो स्मार्ट सिटी का जो प्रपोजल आप बना के भेजेंगे, उस स्मार्ट सिटी के प्रपोजल में क्या क्या चीजें देखी जाएंगी, वो टेम्पलेट आपको, जो मैंने कहा कि एक हम जो रीजनल वर्कशॉप्स करने जा रहे हैं और उसके डेट भी नेक्स्ट वीक में अनाउंस हो जाएंगे. अभी पार्लियामेंट खत्म हुई तो नेक्स्ट वीक में सारा तैयार है, इसके डेट्स अनाउंस हो जाएंगे. उस डेट में ये सारी बातें आप सबके साथ शेयर की जाएंगी, ताकि हर एक को इसे इक्वल ग्राउंड प्ले फील्ड फॉर एवरीबडी, हर आदमी को मालूम है कि हमें जो है हमारे शहर को क्या क्या चीजें करनी है, और वो सारी चीजें वहां रिफ्लेक्ट होंगी और वो चीजें देखी जाएंगी उन एक्सपर्ट्स के द्वारा कि आपने एडिक्वेट सिटीजन्स इंगेजमेंट किया कि नहीं किया. पहला चीज तो ये. दूसरी चीज है कि अगर आपने सिटीजन से इंगेजमेंट नहीं किया है, तो मुझे लगता है कि आपका प्रपोजल भी बहुत ही प्रैक्टिकल नहीं होगा. आपके प्रपोजल में तमाम सारी ऐसी खामियां होंगी, जैसे हमें लगता है कि ये चीज बहुत अच्छा है भोपाल के लिए, बट वहां के सिटीजन्स को क्या अच्छा लगता है वो ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। उनको वो क्या चाहते हैं, अगर आप कहीं पर रेट्रोफिट करना था तो कैसे कैसे करेंगे, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली इट गोइंग टू बी कॉस्ट टू देम, बट एट द सेम टाइम इट इज गोइंग टू पे देम इन डिफरेंट वेज। तो ये उनके लिए कंसल्टेशन भी, उसकी सस्टेनेबिलिटी के लिए जरूरत होगा, उन्हें भी उसका हक महसूस होगा कि हमने इसको प्लान किया है और हमने इस काम को क्या कहते हैं लागू किया है। ठीक है, थैंक यू सर।
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
देखिए, ऐसा है कि स्मार्ट सिटी के बारे में मैंने शुरू में कहा कि कहीं भी किताब में स्मार्ट सिटी का डेफिनेशन नहीं लिखा हुआ है। वैसे बहुत सारे शहर अपने आप को स्मार्ट सिटी डिक्लेयर करते हैं कि हम स्मार्ट सिटी है। आपको दुनिया भर में तमाम सारे शहरों को देखेंगे, हर सिटी में तमाम किस्म के स्मार्टनेस है। अपने यहाँ भी हिंदुस्तान में भी कई शहर, जैसे आपके पड़ोस में ही जो नया रायपुर है उसको स्मार्ट सिटी के रूप में डेवलप कर रहे हैं। गुजरात में गिफ्ट शहर है, अभी मैं हाल में देख के आया था, गिफ्ट शहर को स्मार्ट सिटी के रूप में डेवलप कर रहे हैं। तो स्मार्टनेस क्या है कि इट इज़ ए पाथ। आप जैसे कि ये विंडोज़ होता है, तो विंडोज़ का ये अभी 7.0 है, फिर 8.0 है, फिर 9.0 है। तो ऐसे स्मार्ट सिटी का हो सकता है इट इज़ 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0। ये सारा इस बात पे निर्भर करता है, वन, कि हम आज कहाँ खड़े हैं और हमारा क्या एस्पिरेशन से हम कहाँ जाना चाहते हैं। कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी है, जैसा मैंने आपको अपने प्रेजेंटेशन में बताया, कि वो कॉमन है, वो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर आपको सबको देना ही देना है कि एडिक्वेट वाटर सप्लाई तो चाहिए। अगर आप 24/7 पानी नहीं दे सकते हैं, आप क्या स्मार्ट बनेंगे? अगर आप एडिक्वेट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सप्लाई नहीं दे सकते, आप क्या बिजली ही आप 12 घंटे दे रहे हैं, तो आप कैसे स्मार्ट बनेंगे? या आपका जो है पानी थोड़ा सा बरस जाता है और वहाँ पे तमाम सारे पानी इकट्ठा हो जाता है, तो अगर प्रॉपर ड्रेनेज नहीं है तो कैसे बनेंगे? तो जो बेसिक एक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है वो तो आपका होना ही होना चाहिए। बट उस इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे अब आपकी उतनी ही पानी है, उतने पानी से कैसे इंश्योर करेंगे कि आपको 24/7 वाटर सप्लाई हो जाए? उतनी बिजली से कैसे इंश्योर करेंगे कि 24/7 आपका जो है लोगों को इलेक्ट्रिसिटी मिलने लगे? तो पहला चीज, आप कैसे लॉसेस को कम करेंगे, कैसे आप उसके जो मिसयूज हो रहा है उसको आप कम करेंगे, स्मार्ट मीटरिंग करेंगे, आप कैसे नेचुरल जो आपको जैसे कि सोलर एनर्जी है उसको यूज करेंगे, वगैरह वगैरह। आई मीन यू हैव टू ऐड दैट स्मार्टनेस कि जो हमारे पास अवेलेबल है उससे आप क्या करेंगे कि जिससे कि हमें बेस्ट यूटिलिटी हम अपने लोगों को दे सके, और साथ ही साथ उनको ऐसा मौका दें कि उनको और भी ग्रो करने का उन्हें बेहतर अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल सके। तो स्मार्ट सिटी का डेफिनेशन, जैसे भोपाल का अलग डेफिनेशन होगा, उज्जैन का अलग होगा, इंदौर का बिल्कुल, जबलपुर का बिल्कुल ही अलग होगा। लेकिन ये सब स्मार्टनेस के पाथ पे एक बार जब आ जाएंगे, आप समझ लीजिए कि फिर तो स्काई इज एंड। हम आप किसी शहर को जाते हैं, आप सिंगापुर जाइए, आप जो महसूस करते हैं, बार्सिलोना जो महसूस करते हैं, ये हमारे शहर भी, ये शहर भी जैसे हमने देखा है बैंकॉक को बढ़ते हुए देखा है, जब हम जाते थे या सिंगापुर को इम्प्रूव करने देखा है कि वो कैसे छोटे छोटे इलाके को, पुराना सिंगापुर को वो कैसे जो सुधार रहे थे। आज वो एक अलग किस्म का शहर है। तो वो दिन दूर नहीं कि हमारे भी शहर वैसे हो जाएंगे कि हमारे सिटीजन्स को उसी प्रकार का यू हैव ए हाई क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ इन आवर सिटीज। थैंक यू।
जो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं उनसे मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है कि पहले अपना परिचय दे दें एंड उसके बाद क्वेश्चन पूछे, और जब क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं एक बारी में पूछ ले, लेट अस नॉट गेट इनटू अ डिस्कशन मोड। यहाँ पे एक बार पूछ ले, उसके बाद माइक विल बी हैंडेड ओवर टू डिफरेंट पर्सन। थैंक यू
सर। आई एम शशि कुमार, आई रिप्रेजेंट अर्नेस्ट एंड यंग. Sir, my question, in your presentation, you mentioned that the private sector participation under an SPV will not exit, because there might be multiple projects in when developing a smart city. So you mentioned that the private sector participation will not exit 40% of the 40% contribution. Is it the idea is that to limiting that private sector contribution to 40% to avoid the user charges for various projects? What is the government idea behind this particular restricting the private sector participation within 40%? That's my question, sir.
देखिए, इसमें गवर्नमेंट कंपनी का अपना कुछ अपने अदर एडवांटेजेस हैं, क्योंकि ये जो सारा का सारा जो प्रोग्राम चलेगा, इस प्रोग्राम को करने के लिए बहुत सारे किस्म के आपके अप्रूवल्स की जरूरत होगी, बहुत सारे किस्म की जो है आपको क्लियरेंसेस की जरूरत होगी। तो गवर्नमेंट कंपनी के जो एक एडवांटेजेस हैं, उन एडवांटेजेस का प्रयोग करते हुए प्राइवेट सेक्टर का, देखिए इन दोनों को सिनर्जाइज करने की जरूरत है। प्राइवेट सेक्टर के अपने अलग एडवांटेजेस है, मैंने आपको उदाहरण दिया कि रीडेवलपमेंट करना है, तो रीडेवलपमेंट करने में मे बी सम प्राइवेट कंपनीज आर एक्सेलेंट, आई मीन दे कैन डू दिस जॉब ओवर मच फास्टर, उनका बहुत तेजी से उस काम को कर सकते हैं। कि आप भोपाल के किसी ऐसे इलाके को लिया, पुराने इलाकों को लिया, वो इलाका आज ऐसा है कि बिल्कुल कंजेस्टेड, आपको लगता ही नहीं कि ये शहर का पार्ट है, वो न शहर है न गांव है, दोनों नहीं है, और उसको पूरा ध्वस्त करके पूरा एक नया भोपाल का उस नमूना वहां पे पैदा करना है। वो पैदा करने के लिए वो मच फास्टर काम कर सकते हैं। तो उनकी चीज को लेने के लिए आपने प्राइवेट इक्विटी पार्टिसिपेशन भी लिया, उनके स्टेक्स भी लिए, और साथ ही साथ उनके जो है, जो स्ट्रेंथ है उनके, जो मैनेजमेंट की, उनकी वर्क की जो उनकी स्ट्रेंथ है, उनको भी लिया, ताकि ये हम समय के हिसाब से पूरा कर सकें। और इसमें ऐसा नहीं कि एक ही प्राइवेट सेक्टर, जैसा मैंने कहा कि मेन कंपनी में भी सब्सिडी कंपनी हो सकती है, और आप मेन कंपनी में भी प्राइवेट पार्टिसिपेशन हो सकता है। आपने इनिशियली 50-50 किया, उसको डाइल्यूट करके 30-30-40 कर दिया, लेकिन इसके छोटे छोटे सब्सिडीज भी आपने बना दिए जो कि इस काम को अंजाम देंगे। तो उस अंजाम देने के लिए आपने, यू आर ट्राइंग टू गेट bring on the platform various people who can make sure that this particular task is completed in time with the best quality.
Good morning to you. I am C.K. Jain. Basically, my question is, see, there is so much advantage of this renewable energy, and I have heard somewhere that there will be at least some 10% or 15%. But how do we make it mandatory? Because there are 3-4-fold advantages of this renewable energy, especially the solar energy, or there are ways to reduce the pollution in a city. So how do we make it mandatory? Because solar energy is available in abundance, say for MP.
आप हमारा जो वेबसाइट है उस पर आप गाइडलाइंस है पढ़ी हुई, आप गाइडलाइंस में पढ़ेंगे, इट इज बीन मेड मैंडेटरी, मिनिमम 10% ऑफ द एनर्जी रिक्वायरमेंट in whether it is a retrofit, whether it is a redevelopment, whether it is a greenfield, has to come to the solar energy. तो आपका जो प्लान आप बनाएंगे, क्योंकि देखिए अभी तो प्रपोजल बनाएंगे, उस प्रपोजल में आप देखेंगे कि कैसे अब सोलर एनर्जी को लेने का क्या तरीका है। आप सोलर रूफटॉप से ले सकते हैं, आप कोई खाली इलाका पड़ा हुआ है, आप गुजरात में देखिए नहर चल रही है, नहर के ऊपर आपने उसको लगा दिया, तो जहां भी आपके पास यूजेबल एरिया है जहां से सोलर एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं, कोई सोलर एनर्जी के मेजर कंस्ट्रेंट है उसका एरिया बहुत ज्यादा लगता है, तो उस एरिया को कहां से इनोवेटिवली आप कर सकते हैं, दैट इज व्हाट द सिटीजंस हैव टू सी कि कैसे करेंगे। बट 10% हैज टू कम फ्रॉम द सोलर एनर्जी, दैट हैज बीन मेड मैंडेटरी इन द स्मार्ट सिटी प्रोग्राम।
गुड मॉर्निंग सर, आई एम गौरव जयसिंघानिया, आई एम currently working with Municipal Corporation Bhopal. Sir, first of all, we thank you for being here and sensitizing us with your presentation. Keeping in mind the opportunity to encash, the opportunity to directly interact with you, I have, sir, 3 submissions. Sir, first is, if we could have some kind of performer or the model which would give us a brief or an example that how we can converge with other 2 schemes, Amrut and Housing for All. So like you were talking in the presentation about Swachh Bharat Mission, Amrut, Housing for All and other missions that of the government of India. Sir, we wanted to know that how Amrut and Housing for All can be part of smart city mission in the broader aspect. So second is, sir, Bhopal is already a Rahagiri city. Sir, if we could know from your side that Rahagiri or such other events, how these events and Rahagiri can be used for citizen consultations as a, citizen-centric, citizen consultation being the center of the Smart Cities mission. And the third is, sir, चूँकि भोपाल जैसे अन्य शहरों में, भोपाल या कि अन्य शहरों में महापौर का कार्यकाल 5 साल का होता है, और चूँकि SPV is going to be very powerful, तो सर चूँकि म्यूनिसिपल कमिश्नर्स या कि जो ऑन बोर्ड अदर एसपीवी के जो हायर्ड मेंबर्स रहते हैं, इनका कार्यकाल सबका छोटा छोटा रहता है, प्लस एसपीवी के अगर कोई कंसल्टेंट हायर किया है एसपीवी ने फॉर डेली वर्किंग बेसिस, तो अगर इनको कहीं अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है, दे विल मूव ऑन। तो सर एसपीवी में मेयर को एज अ चेयरपर्सन अलॉन्ग विथ म्यूनसिपल कमिश्नर अगर ऐसे पावर्स दिए जाए या कि उनको ऐसा ऑन बोर्ड लिया जा सके जिससे कि मतलब भोपाल शहर का विजन लंबे समय के लिए कैरी फॉरवर्ड हो सके।
देखिए, आपने 3 प्रश्न पूछे। पहला चीज आपने पूछा कि हाउ टू सिनर्जाइज डिफरेंट प्रोग्राम्स। ये बात हमने कहा कि ये इनोवेटिवली जो आप प्रोग्राम बनाएंगे, आपको सारे प्रोग्राम पता है, और ये केवल हमारे अर्बन डेवलपमेंट मिनिस्ट्री का प्रोग्राम नहीं है कि हाउसिंग फॉर ऑल जो हमारा हुपा चलाता है, या स्वच्छ भारत मिशन, या अमृत की स्कीम, बट कि अक्रॉस बोर्ड जितने सारी स्कीम्स भारत सरकार की है, या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की बहुत सारी स्कीम है। स्टेट गवर्नमेंट में देयर आर प्लेंटी ऑफ स्कीम्स। भाई अल्टीमेटली हम तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के ही, मैं उत्तर प्रदेश कैडर का अधिकारी हूँ, तमाम सारी चीज़ें मुझे मालूम है। ऐसे मध्य प्रदेश में बहुत सारी स्कीम चलती हैं। तो आप इन सारे प्रोग्राम्स को कैसे सिनर्जाइज करेंगे, ये आपको सोचने की बात है जब आप स्मार्ट सिटी प्रोग्राम बनाएंगे। कि जैसे उदाहरण के लिए आपने हाउसिंग फॉर ऑल कहा, तो हाउसिंग फॉर ऑल में कोई ऐसी अर्बन स्प्रॉल है जहाँ पे आप उसको वहाँ पे इंस्टीट्यूट डेवलपमेंट करना है, तो दैट इंस्टीट्यूट डेवलपमेंट फंडिंग कैन कम फ्रॉम द हाउसिंग फॉर ऑल। उसका जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जो होगा दैट कैन कम फ्रॉम दिस स्मार्ट सिटी प्रोग्राम। तो आपको ये सोचने की बात है कि हम कैसे चीज़ों को एक दूसरे के साथ जोड़ेंगे, ताकि हम जोड़ करके आप एक और एक मिला करके आप 2 नहीं बल्कि 4 पैदा कर देंगे जो सिनर्जाइज करेंगे। दूसरा चीज़ आपने कहा कि इसके बारे में आप इसको कैसे इंश्योर करेंगे कि हमारा जो स्मार्ट सिटी का जो एसपीवी बनाएगा वो एसपीवी में कंटिन्यूटी बना रहेगा। देखिए, एसपीवी में मैंने जैसा कहा कि उसका जो सीईओ होगा वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट जो तय करेगी विद अप्रूवल ऑफ द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट। बताएगी कि भाई हमने कलेक्टर को कहा, कमिश्नर से कहा, उनसे कहा गया कि 3 साल का कम से कम टेन्योर आप रखें एसपीवी में, जो भी रखेंगे अधिकारी को 3 साल का आप टेन्योर रखें। उसमें भारत सरकार का भी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव होगा, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के और रिप्रेजेंटेटिव होंगे, कॉरपोरेशन से होंगे, पैरा स्टेटल से, जैसे कि बहुत सारी पैरा स्टेटल स्टेट को होती है उनके भी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव होंगे। वो तमाम सारे लोग होंगे एसपीबी में। और एसपीबी इसलिए बनाया जा रहा है सो दैट इट हैज बीन एक्सपीरियंस्ड नॉट ओनली, आई मीन आपको एग्जांपल मैंने अर्बन हमारे मेट्रो सिस्टम का दिया, ऐसे सैकड़ों एग्जांपल मैं आपको दे सकता हूं कि एसपीबी बना करके चीज़ों को बड़े तेजी से मिशन मोड में टाइम बाउंड तरीके से आपने कर दिया। इट इज़ ए मच मोर एफिशिएंट सिस्टम एंड मच बेटर अकाउंटेबल सिस्टम, क्योंकि उसकी अकाउंटेबिलिटी कंपनी एक्ट के तहत जो बहुत सारी अकाउंटेबिलिटी है वो सारा का सारा मैंडेट है, आपको करना पड़ेगा। इनफैक्ट एसपीबी के लिए सही लोगों को सेलेक्ट करके आपके पास होगा, यू कैन हायर पीपल फ्रॉम द मार्केट। हमें जरूरी नहीं है कि गवर्नमेंट के तमाम सारे लोगों को आप अच्छी सैलरीज के साथ अच्छे रिम्यूनरेशन से हायर कर सकते हैं और उनके थ्रू बहुत सारा काम को करा सकते हैं। आपकी बहुत सारी फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी होगी। अगर आप गवर्नमेंट सिस्टम में जाएंगे तो हमारी फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, बहुत चीज़ हम टाइट हो जाते हैं, आपको पता चला 1 साल 1.5 साल किक ऑफ करने में लग जाएगा, उतना वक्त नहीं इसके करने के लिए। तो एसपीवी से आपको, और बाकी जहाँ तक रहा सवाल कि हमारे मेयर साहब का, मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट का, स्टेट लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली के मेंबर्स का, उनका कैसे गाइडेंस मिलेगा, उन सबके गाइडेंस के लिए आप देखेंगे कमेटी बनी हुई है, वो कमेटी से गाइडेंस मिलता रहेगा, लेकिन जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करना है वो हमारी एसपीवी करेगी। क्योंकि एसपीवी विल मूव, इस लाइक समझ लिए कि फास्ट व्हीकल है जो इसको मूव करेगी, लेकर के चीज़ों को लेकर मूव करेगी। और एक और क्वेश्चन आपने तीसरा कुछ एक और जी पूछा है, रागिरी एंड ऑल, अगेन you have to think innovatively. Ragiri is a wonderful experiment to bring the community together at least once in a week. In fact, जब आप प्लान करेंगे, जब आप जैसे कि लेटेस्ट से रीडेवलपमेंट है, तो रीडेवलपमेंट ऐसे सिंपल नहीं है। गवर्नमेंट हैज टू अलाउ हायर एफएसआई और हायर एफएआर। जब आप आज की डेट में एफएआर आपका 1 है और उसको बढ़ा के आप 4 करेंगे तो यू कैन गो वर्टिकली, एंड जब आप वर्टिकली जाएंगे तो आप स्पेसेस बहुत सारा खाली कर देंगे। अभी हमारे फॉर्मर चीफ सेक्रेटरी साहब जो आजकल चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर है मध्य प्रदेश के, साहब से बात हो रही थी कि सिटीज़ में अभी क्या है कि हमारी कम्युनिटी लिविंग खत्म हो रही है। हम सारे अपने अपने में जुड़े हुए हैं। क्यों खत्म हो रही है? एक तो हम लोगों को बहुत सारा वी स्ट्रगल फॉर आवर, कोई पढ़ने में, कोई व्यवसाय बिजनेस करने में, कोई अपनी नौकरी करने में, हम सब लोग स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, बहुत तेजी से भागते चले जा रहे हैं। बट उससे ज़्यादा एक और इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ है, जैसे हमने यूरोप में या बाहर देखा, उनके पास कॉमन स्पेसेस है। देयर इज ए प्लाजा विच इज अवेलेबल फॉर पीपल टू गेट टुगेदर इन द इवनिंग और इन द मॉर्निंग बहुत सारे लोगों के पास स्पेयर टाइम है, हमारे पास उस तरह की जो कॉमन स्पेसेस है वो कॉमन इनोवेटिव स्पेसेस अवेलेबल नहीं है। अगर कॉमन स्पेसेस अवेलेबल होते तो बहुत सारे लोग किसी का कुछ टैलेंट है, किसी का कुछ टैलेंट है, कुछ एक्टिविटीज अपने आप चलती रहती और हम सब लोग साथ होते। जैसे एग्जाम्पल आपने रागरी के बताया, इट इज अ वेरी इनोवेटिव way of bringing the community together so that they start feeling the same road where things are moving so fast at this, लगता है कि वहाँ पे लाइफ रुक गई और लोग अपने enjoyment करने लगे, they start living different kind life। तो ऐसी किस्म की चीज़ें जो हैं अब आप रीडेवलप करेंगे तो पॉसिबल है, because you go vertical, you will create spaces, you will create water bodies, you will create such things जिससे कि लोग वहाँ इकट्ठा होंगे। जब आप ग्रीन डेवलपमेंट करेंगे वहाँ भी करेंगे। रेट्रोफिट में शायद पॉसिबल ना हो क्योंकि वहाँ जो एग्जिस्टिंग ऑलरेडी है, लेकिन रेट्रोफिट में अगर वहाँ पार्क है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें, उसको आप इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं। इनफैक्ट आपको बताऊं कि अमृत स्कीम में 2.5% फंड मैंडेटरली पार्क्स के लिए ईयरमार्क करने के लिए आदेश दिया गया। तो उतना पैसा पक्का लगेगा कि हमारे पार्क जो बहुत ही, मैंने मेरा अपना एक्सपीरियंस अपने स्टेट के बारे में कहता हूँ, बहुत सारे पास जगह तो छुड़ी हुई है, या तो लोगों ने कब्जा कर लिया है या बहुत ही खराब हालत में है कि वहाँ पे कोई आदमी जाके बैठना नहीं चाहेगा। अगर उसको अच्छे से उसका रखरखाव हो जाए तो वहाँ लोग रहेंगे और वहाँ से अपने आप कम्युनिटी लिविंग इंप्रूव करेगी। सो दैट इज वन ऑब्जेक्टिव विच कैन बी फुलफिल। थैंक यू।
भुवनेश्वर अर्बन लोकल बॉडी खुद का टैक्स कलेक्शन हार्डली 15, 20, 25, 30 करोड़ 50 होता है, प्रॉपर्टी टैक्स वो लेते नहीं है। तो ये अर्बन लोकल बॉडी फंड कहाँ से लाएगी जो 20-30% आप बोल रहे हैं? और फिर उसका अगर यूजर फी कलेक्शन का हमारा उतना, वी आर नॉट वेरी कीन ऑन पेइंग यूजर फी मोस्ट ऑफ द इन इंडिया, तो उसको सस्टेनेबल आप करेंगे कैसे? ये दो चैलेंजेस है आपके।
देखिए ऐसा है कि स्मार्ट सिटी बनने के लिए सबसे पहले हम सबको स्मार्ट बनना पड़ेगा। शहर स्मार्ट बाद में बनेगा, हमको स्मार्ट पहले बनना पड़ेगा। जो आप, यू आर सेक्रेटरी इन गवर्नमेंट ऑफ उड़ीसा, जो हम सब लोग सेक्रेटरी हैं या म्यूनिसिपल कमिश्नर हैं या लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में हैं, हम सबको पहले स्मार्ट बनना पड़ेगा। हमारे मेयर साहब हैं, सॉरी सर आई शुड नॉट मेक कमेंट्स, बट जो हमारे पॉलिटिकल मास्टर्स हैं उनको भी स्मार्ट बनना पड़ेगा। स्मार्ट थिंकिंग होनी पड़ेगी, तभी जाके स्मार्टनेस बनेगा, तब वो जाके धरातल पे चीज़ें आएंगी। तो देखिए आपको पहले चीज़ पहला हमने बताया कि जो भारत सरकार का जो फंड है वो फंड की इजाज़त है कि आप लोकल बॉडी उसको अपनी इक्विटी के तौर पे पार्टिसिपेट कर सकती है। भारत सरकार से 500 करोड़ आना है, वो 500 करोड़ का 500 करोड़ इक्विटी भी बन सकता है, आप उसको एक्सपेंडिचर भी कर सकते हैं, एज ए रेगुलर ग्रांट एक्सपेंडिचर के तौर पे भी कर सकते हैं। लेट्स से 500 करोड़ में आपने 300 करोड़ रुपये डाल दिया, 300 करोड़ स्टेट में, तो 600 करोड़ की इक्विटी आपका पार्टिसिपेशन ऑटोमेटिक हो गया। आपके अपने खुद के कमिटमेंट होंगे कि हम अपने जो होता गया कि हम लोग वाटर चार्जेस, लोगों को यूजर चार्जेस, टैक्स फाइनेंसिंग, इंक्रीमेंटल टैक्स फाइनेंसिंग के धीरे धीरे हम करके ऐसे करेंगे कि जिससे कि लोगों को खुद फंड करने चालू करेंगे। आपकी अपनी, मैं बात कर रहा था वर्मा साहब जो कि अहमदाबाद का क्रेडिट रेटिंग कराया था उन्हें, अहमदाबाद म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन वाज इन वेरी बैड शेप, ज़्यादा दिन नहीं, आज से 20 साल पहले बहुत बुरी हालत में था। उन्होंने उस समय अपने कॉर्पोरेशन की फाइनेंशियल रेटिंग कराने की, क्रेडिट रेटिंग कराई, उसके बाद उन्होंने बॉन्ड फ्लोट किया, और बॉन्ड फ्लोट करके उसमें लोगों को लगा कि बॉन्ड फ्लोट करके तो हम सारे कर्जदार हो जाएंगे, हम कैसे रीपे करेंगे। लेकिन दे हैव नॉट ओनली रीपेड, दे हैव जनरेटेड सो मच ऑफ फंड्स कि अहमदाबाद को उन्होंने काफ़ी सारा आगे कर दिया, और आज के डेट में तमाम सारे म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशंस पब्लिक बॉन्ड भी फ्लोट कर रहे हैं, फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन से भी सीधे सीधे लोन ले रहे हैं। और आपको पता होगा कि एक हमारा जो है देयर इज ए अरेंजमेंट, बैंक्स का एक ग्रुप बना हुआ है कि जैसे बैंक्स का मैंने 10-12 बैंक्स हु आर पार्टिसिपेटिंग, दे गिव लोन टू द कॉर्पोरेशंस इफ दे रिक्वायर फॉर सम काइंड ऑफ ए फंडिंग। तो बहुत किस्म के फंड्स मार्केट में अवेलेबल हैं जो आपको मिल सकते हैं, बट देन यू विल हैव टू थिंक इन टर्म्स ऑफ, जो मैंने कहा फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट इज अ की टू द होल थिंग। अनलेस एंड अनटिल यू प्रिपेयर योर प्लान एंड यू टेक ए कमिटमेंट कि हमको अपने फाइनेंसेस ठीक करने हैं, यू कैन लिवरेज ऑन। बहुत सारे शहरों के पास इतनी सारी जमीन है, उस जमीन को आप लिवरेज कर सकते हैं। दैट जमीन इटसेल्फ इज सच ए बिग रिसोर्स कि उसके बेसिस पे आप फंड्स क्रिएट कर सकते हैं। आप देखिए कि हमारे यहाँ दिल्ली में जो अगर आपको दिल्ली आप आए होंगे, न्यू मोतीबाग कॉलोनी है, तो न्यू मोतीबाग कॉलोनी वो पूरी की पूरी कॉलोनी सरकार का, उसमें 0 फंड लगा है। सरकार ने ये तय किया कि हम उसमें 4 एकड़ के लैंड को बेच करके उससे फंड क्रिएट करेंगे और उस फंड से हम कॉलोनी बनाएंगे जिसमें करीब 500 मकान जो टाइप 6, टाइप 7 और टाइप 8 के मकान है, देयर ऑल ज्वाइंट सेक्रेटरी एंड अबव के मकान वहाँ बने हुए, ज्वाइंट सेक्रेटरी से लेकर मिनिस्टर तक उस कॉलोनी में रहते हैं। दिस इज वन ऑफ द ब्यूटीफुल कॉलोनीज इन दिल्ली। 4 एकड़ में 3 एकड़ बेचा, वहाँ आज लीला होटल है। 3 एकड़ से इतने फंड मिल गए कि न केवल कॉलोनी बनी बल्कि सरकार को 311 करोड़ रुपए हमने वापस किया। 311 करोड़ रुपए सरकार को वापस किया, कॉलोनी भी बन गई और अभी 1 एकड़ जमीन खाली पड़ी है। अब उसमें हम सोच रहे हैं कि उसमें क्या चीज़ बनाए कि उससे और में फंडिंग हो जाए। अभी एक ईस्ट किदवई नगर है, इस करीब 110 एकड़ का पूरी कॉलोनी बन रही है, उसमें करीब 4,500 4,600 मकान बन रहे हैं। वो 4,600 मकान सरकार का एक नया पैसा नहीं गया है। न केवल कॉलोनी बन रही है बल्कि अगले 30 साल का उसका मेंटेनेंस के फंड भी वहीं से आ रहे हैं। वो केवल उसके 10% एरिया को रिजर्व कर दिया गया कि हम उसको बेच देंगे। देयर वेरियस इनोवेटिव है। अभी कल हम लोग डिस्कशन कर रहे थे, हम 6 कॉलोनीज, सरकार के 6 कॉलोनीज को पूरा रीडेवलप करने जा रहे हैं और उससे हम करीब 30,000 से ज़्यादा मकान बनाने जा रहे हैं ऑफ डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज। आज की डेट में वहाँ पे मकान है करीब 14,000, सारे उनको गिराएंगे और 30,000 ज़्यादा मकान बनाएंगे और सरकार का 0 एक्सपेंडिचर है। वी विल गिव सम मनी बैक टू द गवर्नमेंट बिकॉज नाउ देयर आर सर्टेन स्पेसेस जिसको कॉमर्शियल वैल्यूज को यूज करके हम उसे रीपे करेंगे। तो इस तरह से कॉरपोरेशन के पास इतनी सारी जमीनें भी हैं जिसको आप लिवरेज कर सकते हैं वंस यू स्टार्ट सीइंग इट। देखिए ऐसा कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें हम लोग का एक बार हम जो थिंकिंग ये करेंगे ना कि स्मार्ट सिटी के बारे में, वी विल बिकम स्मार्ट एंड द सिटीज विल बिकम स्मार्ट। आई एम श्योर, आई मीन मे बी 1 साल 2 साल के बाद, जैसे कि सर अभी बोल रहे थे कि आप लोगों ने जो करा दिया ये शहरों का कंपटीशन करा दिया, हर जगह चर्चा चल रहा है कि भाई भोपाल हमारा 100 से नीचे क्यों हो गया। अब भोपाल में चर्चा का विषय है मैसूर कैसे नंबर 1 हो गया। तो ये तो सोचा नहीं था पहले ना, लेकिन आज की डेट में आप सोचने के लिए बाध्य हो गए। तो ऐसे जब एक बार ये इस रास्ते को पकड़ लेंगे, जो हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी बात कहते हैं कि जब आप इस रास्ते को जब बड़े से सपना देखोगे और सपने पे चल बैठोगे तो रास्ता अपने आप बनना चालू हो जाएगा। तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि कोई भी यूएलबी, कम से कम जो 100 शहरों का जिनका चयन किया गया है, मैं समझता हूँ कि सारी स्टेटें बड़ी मेहनत करके, बड़ा सोच समझ के और उन 13 पैरामीटर्स पे पूरी अच्छी तरह से जांच पड़ताल करने के बाद उनको सेलेक्ट किया है और ये रास्ता दिखाएंगे कि कैसे हमारे देश में आने वाले समय में शहर स्मार्ट बनते जाएंगे।
Good afternoon, sir. I am Dileshwar Rana from Bhopal Municipal Corporation. Sir, I want to ask you how much weightage should be given to disaster management scheme in the smart planning of the city, as the probability of natural disaster is different for different regions. So, how much weightage should be given in smart city planning?
आपको अपने प्रेजेंटेशन में बताया था मैंने कि आपको इसमें resilience and disaster management is a very important component which you must see. देखिए ये सब सारी बातें जब आप स्मार्ट सिटी प्रपोजल बनाएंगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली उसमें डालेंगे कि हम क्या करें कि जिससे कि हमारा ऐसा ना हो कि कल को कोई घटना हो जाए और उसकी वजह से पूरा शहर नुकसान हो जाए। उन चीज़ों को आप उसमें अपने आप डालेंगे। थैंक यू।
Hello sir, myself Ashutosh. I'm an architect and currently associated with School of Planning and Architecture. My question is related to the pillars you already elaborated. There are 5 pillars on the basis of which these smart city have to be designed. So do we have currently any kind of weightage to these 5 things when you will be receiving various proposals from the cities? So do you have any kind of weightage system through which you will judge that these things have kind of certain rating system or certain point system on the basis of you decide which proposal is the best proposal? Because there is nothing which can be said that's a perfect. There is always something which can be moved through the perfection, and so we should have some kind of proposal evaluation system, because I also feel that the government system doesn't have this kind of smart evaluation system. Sometimes I participated in some competition and that evaluation is done on the basis of presentation. There is no kind of a pointer system adopted. So do we have any kind of rating system, pointer system for evaluation of these proposals which will be submitted to the government for making cities smart?
Thank you. I mean, I can only say that when the states have selected 100 cities like your state has selected 7 cities, I don't see there is any controversy. When we were discussing these things, you see, we took almost like 8 to 9 months to come to this guideline. When we were discussing this, everybody was sensing their doubt that how you are going to select the cities. There will be so much of, the political war, this war, that war, and you can't come to 1 city, 2 city, let us declare every city as a smart city. Let me also tell you that many, member of parliament, various other important people, they used to meet our minister that please declare my city as a smart city, please, because the Honorable Prime Minister has already announced that we are going to have 100 smart cities. We all doubted that we can't come to these 100 smart cities. Let me tell you, the journey has been so smooth, there has been no controversy. Every state has come up with that number of cities which they have got as through a very, very objective formula. Like the 7 number has not been generated. 7 has come from a definite formula. So that's why Madhya Pradesh has got 7, or Maharashtra has got 10, or Uttar Pradesh has got 13 on that formula. And they have come up to that. Similarly, as I told you, we have already developed a framework. On that framework, all the smart city proposals are going to be evaluated by the experts. And the experts are going to be those who have been involved in this kind of activity across the world. The global experts. There will be national experts, and obviously our ministry is going to be involved in the whole process. The Apex committee is going to be there. So they are going to evaluate that on that framework, and the framework will be out in the very first workshop which is going to be held. I'm sure next week the dates are going to be announced, and there will be a series of 5 workshops in 5 regions. So you will have your answers. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Just one. Okay.
What? Please, you can introduce yourself and go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Hemant Verma from PricewaterhouseCoopers. Basically, I have a question regarding the fundings. What happens generally is that, like what we have seen in NEGP and other mission mode projects, that the central involvement in all these government projects is very good. They started with a big bang. They siphon a lot of money to the state. And but one fine day what happens is there comes a letter, and they just stop the funding for those projects, especially like what we have seen with e-district and other mission mode projects. So I just wanted to know whether there is a definitive guideline that you are planning to have in center, which can design a way by which the state can know when the funding will be started, how much they will be going to get, and when it will be stopped from the center, so that they can do it on their own. They can plan it in a much better way to sustain those projects which are already been taken for the smart city implementations. Thank you, sir.
Please see the guideline. It is already there. How much money is going to come, when it is going to come, how it is going to come, every aspect of this is already there. So, just have faith, have confidence, things are going to flow, and they are going to, they are going to happen. I have absolutely no doubt. Sitting there in the ministry in Government of India, I have absolutely no doubt, and I am very sure when I am going to interact this afternoon with the state government officers and our Chief Secretary, they also have no doubt. Their whole thing is going to happen. Just see, the way it has happened, it is going to move forward. So there won't be any problem.
Thank you, sir. I hope we had a very good and fruitful discussion here. आगे बढ़ने से पहले मैं झांसी से हमारे कलीग आए हुए हैं कमिश्नर साहब अरुण प्रकाश जी, वो कुछ इसमें बात करना चाहेंगे.
आदरणीय महापौर सर, एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी भारत सरकार, म्यूनसिपल कमिश्नर उज्जैन, म्यूनसिपल कमिश्नर भोपाल, सबसे पहले तो मैं बधाई देना चाहूँगा मेयर साहब को और म्यूनसिपल कमिश्नर भोपाल को कि उन्होंने ऐसा कॉन्क्लेव रखा जिसमें कि जो ये ट्रांसफार्मिंग इंडिया का जो ये चल रहा है, उसमें सभी ने अपने विचारों को शेयर किया और पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन के माध्यम से काफ़ी चीज़ें क्लियर हुई हैं। एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी साहब ने स्मार्ट सिटी का जो एस्पेक्ट है उसमें जो डाउट्स थे वो आपको क्लियर किए। अभी हम लोग सभी जो इस एक रिवोल्यूशनरी एज में मैं कहूँगा चल रहे हैं और स्मार्ट सिटी कॉम्पिटिटिव जो मोड में सिलेक्शन की गई हैं वो बहुत ही डेमोक्रेटिक हैं और साइंटिफिक हैं। उसको हम लोग उससे कितना इंस्पायर हुए हैं और आगे उसको किस मिशन मोड में इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं वो सारा दायित्व हम लोगों के ऊपर है। अभी झांसी में हमने गार्बेज को लेकर के, गार्बेज सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है वेलबीज के लिए, उसको लेकर के हमने प्लास्टिक वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट अलग और वेस्ट टू कंपोस्ट अलग, दोनों को अलग अलग करके हमने उसको देखा है और बहुत छोटे छोटे स्मार्ट सॉल्यूशंस के थ्रू प्लास्टिक वेस्ट को डोर टू डोर कलेक्ट कराने के लिए पूरा एक मैकेनिज्म बनाया। उसमें रेक पिकर्स को हमने इनरोल किया, अपने यहाँ रजिस्टर किया और जितने कबाड़ीज हैं उनको बाकायदे एक पोर्टा केबिन दे करके अपनी लैंड पर बाकायदे उनसे रजिस्ट्रेशन करके उनको अच्छे से बैठाया, उनको टॉयलेट फैसिलिटी दिया और उनके ही जो बंदे हैं जो रेक पिकर्स का काम करते हैं उन्हीं को इन्वॉल्व करके घरों में सबको मोटिवेट किया थ्रू आईसी एक्टिविटीज़ कि आप जिस तरह से अखबारी कागज़ अपने घर में समेट के रखते हैं वैसे प्लास्टिक का कागज़ भी पूरे महीने भर कर रखें। जो भी किलो 2 किलो जो भी इकट्ठा होता है उसको हमारे इस टोल फ्री नंबर पर हमको सूचित करें, हमारा बंदा जा कर के आपके घर से ही कलेक्ट कर लेगा और उसका जो भी एक कास्ट आएगी आपको, उसका कास्ट भी आपको पे कर देगा आपके घर पे ही और उसको हमारे प्रोसेस सेंटर पर ले जा कर के हम उसको प्रोसेस करके जो बायोडिग्रेडेबल है, जो रिसाइक्लेबल है, उसको उस हिसाब से इन्वायरमेंट का जो कंसर्न है उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए उसका डिस्पोजल किया जाएगा। उसके साथ ही अब हमने वेस्ट टू कंपोस्ट का शुरू किया है। हमारा उत्पादन भी शुरू हो गया, मैन्योर उत्पादित हो रहा है और पेस्टिसाइड का लिक्विड भी जो बायो वेस्ट है उसका लिक्विड भी बना रहे हैं जो पेस्टिसाइड के रूप में सब्जियों में और आपके फूल पे और लॉन्स में और घास वगैरह में यूज करने में बहुत ही अच्छा उसका रिजल्ट है। और तो ये छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं जो गार्बेज को अगर पूरा एक साथ इकट्ठा करके और उसको डंपिंग साइट पे ले जा करके आप उसको अलग करना चाहेंगे तो शायद वो सस्टेनेबल नहीं है। और इस पर काफ़ी एक्सपीरियंस हम लोग 10 साल से कर रहे हैं कि वो कोई भी मशीन है वो उसको जब कंपोस्टिंग या उसको निकाल करके आरडीएफ बनाती है तो जो कंपोस्ट की क्वालिटी होती है बहुत ख़राब होती है। तो इसलिए अगर एट सोर्स हम वहीं से हाउस होल्ड से ही किचन वेस्ट को अलग कलेक्ट कर लें, प्लास्टिक वेस्ट को अलग कलेक्ट कर लें तो हमारे पास बस C&D मटेरियल बचता है जो सिल्ट के रूप में हम उसको देखते हैं, वो भी वेस्ट टू वेल्थ है। उसको भी हम ले जा करके किसी अपने खाली एरिया में इकट्ठा करें और वहाँ प्रोसेसिंग मशीन रख के उसको भी हम रिसाइकिल करके अच्छा उससे बना सकते हैं। जैसा कि दिल्ली में हमने देखा था वहाँ पे बन रहा है, तमाम इंटरलॉकिंग टाइल्स और अच्छी अच्छी चीज़ें बनाई जा रही हैं। तो स्मार्टनेस, जैसा सर ने कहा कि स्मार्टनेस में सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है कि खुद को स्मार्ट पहले बनाना और जो पीपल पार्टिसिपेशन की बात सारी योजनाओं में कही गई है वो बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है। मेरे ख्याल से वो अगर नहीं होगा तो आप जब फिजिकली कोई भी मॉड्यूल, कोई भी सॉल्यूशन जब वहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंट करने जाएंगे तो आपको बहुत दिक्कतें आएंगी। इसलिए हर स्टेज पर सहभागिता जरूरी है, इसीलिए इस बात को कहा भी गया है क्योंकि इसमें रिट्रोफिटिंग हो, चाहे रीडेवलपमेंट हो, चाहे आपका पेन सिटी का हो, चाहे आपका ग्रीन फील्ड हो, ये सारे पैरामीटर्स में आप देखें तो पीपल पार्टिसिपेशन जरूरी है। इसीलिए बार बार ये कहा जा रहा है कि हर शहर का अलग स्मार्ट सिटी का सपना हो सकता है। तो आपको अपने शहर के हिसाब से बनाना है, जो इम्पेंडल एजेंसी है उसके थ्रू प्लान होगा। उसमें सर ने सारी बातें बताई। हम सभी लोग पूरे झील के साथ, एक मिशनरी झील के साथ अगर अपने सिटी को ट्रांसफॉर्म करना चाहते हैं तो इन सारी चीज़ों को लेकर के हम लोगों को आगे बढ़ना होगा और निश्चित रूप से इसमें सफलता मिलेगी। धन्यवाद। जय।
Thank you, Arun Prakash ji. Avinash, if I may request you, though I know you have given a long and very good presentation in morning, just to sum it up, 2 words.
Respected DS Mishra sir, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Urban Development, Government of India, Shri Alok Sharma ji, Mayor Bhopal, हमारे बीच उपस्थित Commissioner Jhansi, my friend Tejaswi, respected R. Parshram sir, State Election Commissioner, fellow officers, ladies and gentlemen. Sir, I must thank you for such an enlightening session, sir. And I would like to assure you on part of the three commissioners here, and in fact on part of all the local municipal bodies, that we will do everything to fare well in the parameters that have been established by the central government. I would like to add, sir, that the concept of competition that has been introduced, this has definitely brought in a new enlightenment in the cities towards the aspects that are the core requirements of our cities. So what I mean is that it's not that people did not want cleaner streets or they did not want the waste to be picked up, but suddenly solid waste treatment has become a talk of the town and people want it. Why? Because if they do not have a solid waste management plan proper, then it will result in a lower ranking for the city, which is something that nobody wants. So to that extent, these rankings have done something to the cities where they want to move forward in that particular direction. And other than that, sir, the structure that has been given, sir, I mean, the housing scheme, Amrit and smart cities, they very fairly complement each other in bringing about the nature of city that we actually expect to be provided to all the citizens of this country. With that, sir, I thank you for being here with us, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Avinash. मैं श्री DS मिश्रा सर को आभार व्यक्त करना चाहूँगा कि उन्होंने अपने बिजी शेड्यूल से दिल्ली से सिर्फ इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए समय निकाला और यहाँ पे हमारे साथ उपस्थित हुए और आज प्रेजेंटेशन के माध्यम से आपको और हम सभी लोगों को बहुत अच्छी तरीके से स्मार्ट सिटीज़ के बारे में ब्रीफ किया। मैं रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूँगा हमारे माननीय महापौर जी को कि DS मिश्रा सर को मेमेंटो देकर उनका स्वागत करें। मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा महापौर जी से कि हमारे झांसी से आए हुए कमिश्नर साहब उनको भी मोमेंटो देके स्वागत करें। मैं महापौर जी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि हमारे उज्जैन कमिश्नर साहब को भी मोमेंटो देके Thank you. The session ends here.